Hi there, everyone. I just wanted to take a minute to thank you again for participating in the study workshop for the Praxis 5205 exam. It's been a real pleasure to work with you, and I've learned quite a little bit during this workshop. And the biggest takeaway for me is that 1.5 hour sessions is not enough to cover the information for the Praxis 5205 with enough detail. So the next time I do one of these, I will be scheduling quite a lot more time. And thanks to all of you for participating. And again, encourage you, if you have questions as you continue to prepare for the exam, please don't hesitate to contact me. Now, let's get you registered for the exam. I'm going to share with you the website that you need to go to. You will want to find your way to the website praxis.ets.org. That's praxis.ets.org. Again, if you do a Google search, you're going to find a lot of different options, but this is going to provide you a place where you can find lots of information and ultimately get registered for the exam. So at this website, you can see, even without signing in, that there is a lot of information here available to you. But the first thing that we're going to want to do to enable you to begin to register for the exam is for you to sign in. The first thing I have to do is sign out. So at the website, you're going to see in the upper right-hand corner the sign in or register button. You need to click that. If you have not created an account yet and do not have your sign-in information for the Praxis website, you're going to need to go to this upper right-hand corner and hit the Create Account button. Then you're going to enter all of the information that you need to create an account. And a big bit of information that I want to emphasize here is the name that you are entering for your account. The name on your account needs to be exactly the same as your name on the ID you're going to be using the day that you take your exam. Because the name on your account, the name on your exam registration must match the ID that you're going to be using on your test day. Okay, that's extremely important, because if they don't match, you're not going to be able to take the exam, and you're going to forfeit your fees. Okay, so that's a real biggie. Beyond that, it's pretty straightforward. The information that is needed here: first name, middle initial, last name, or again, use your ID to fill in this information. The email, I would recommend that you use a personal email here, because you never know about what other tests you may need to take as you move along in your career. The last time I registered, I used my Western New Mexico University email. And then, of course, since I don't have access to that anymore. I could not use it when I needed to go back and register for the 5205 and had to create another account. So again, I would suggest that you use a personal email here. So again, you're going to follow the directions for setting your password. Okay. You're going to read through the policies here of the Praxis organization for their exams, and then you will hit the agree to the terms and conditions governing the use and access to the ETS website and to the ETS privacy and security policy. So you will click this box and then hit create my account. And then that will generate for you your username and your password information that you will then use to sign in to the Praxis website. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'll put in my information. You can see that I've already established that. Then I'm going to put in my password. Hopefully I've done it correctly. And that will take us again back to this website. Now, once we get into the website here, you see these two quick link buttons here. And again, you can look at both of these websites, but again, getting us to the actual registration for the exam, the most expedient way to do that is to click this Review State Requirements button. That brings up this web page. We're going to select the state that we're licensing in, and I'm assuming for everybody that's probably New Mexico. Then we're going to hit go. That will open up this web page, test required by New Mexico. For the 5205, you can continue to just scroll down and you will see the elementary education K through 8 license. You're going to click on that. You get another list of exams, and you will see the teaching reading elementary exam, and you will click that. Okay, you will click that. Actually, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to remove this from my cart. And I'll just go through this whole thing with you. So now, because I've removed that, now I can add that to my cart. The next window that you're going to see here is to prepare for your test. And again, you have the option of signing up for and paying for the study.com official Praxis text prep. You can do that. If you decide that you want to add this practice test for the 5205, you could add that to the cart. Just know that you can come back later and do that if you decide to add either one of those. So for the purposes of registering for the exam, let's just hit the no thanks button on that. Okay. So now what you will see at a pop-up will occur and you'll see this checkout button and your shopping cart here. Now, in order to schedule your exam, you're going to click the checkout button here next. Now, I strongly encourage you to read carefully this section of text entitled before you schedule your tests. Okay. And what that is going to tell you, that bit of information here is again, that the name on your account, the name on your registration needs to exactly match the name on the ID that you will present on test day. That's really, really important. We know now that we're just going to take the 5205. That's what we've studied for. That's the main requirement that you have at this point for licensing. So that's what we will be registering for. It's going to tell you that you have two options here. You can take the 5205 either at home, or you can take the test at a testing center. It also provides you in this section of text some information about accommodations that are available in case you have a disability or some health related needs where you might need the accommodations. All right. So again, take a look at that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll further down on this web page. You're going to add your social security number. You can see that I've already added mine here. You need to identify the educator preparation program that you are exiting from. And so if you hit that edit program, you can search for the program if it's one other than it's going to be Western, but you search for that by clicking on the state. Let's do that. Then we're going to go down to New Mexico here. We'll click that. That's going to bring up 17 results in the state of New Mexico. I'm assuming that most all of you would be from Western New Mexico University. So you click that and save, and that should fill in that particular area of information for you. You don't need to worry about the state ID here. The state of Massachusetts is the only state that requires that to be completed, so you can skip over that. But you will need to fill in your personal information here. And so again, you can see that mine has already been completed, but this is the survey on that. You will save it and go on. And then there is some background information. Because I haven't changed anything there, it's not allowing me to save. And the same with the background information, but this is the survey here that you will need to complete here. And then you will also need to save this section of information. I'm going to hit cancel because I did not change anything. Once you finish that part of this, there are terms and conditions here for the test that you probably should give a look-see over. And then if you agree to those policies, you're going to need to check this. Okay. So again, what we did at the end, we had to check that you agree to the policies, okay, set forth by the Praxis company. When you do that, it should jump you back up to the upper right-hand corner of this web page, and you will see the Schedule My Test button. And that's where you need to go next. Now, it is on this page that you are going to have to make the decision about where you're going to be taking your test. Okay, you have a couple of options. You can take your test at home, and you will be proctored video webcam if you do that. Or you can take the test at a test center. Let's explore both of these options so that you know what is required. Let's first look at the requirements for the at-home test option. When you click that, it opens up a bit of text here, and you are prompted to review the at-home testing requirements. And I would, again, highly encourage you to do that. Now, the first thing that you will do is learn about the equipment requirements, the computer requirements that you need. The easiest way to do this is to actually confirm that your computer meets the equipment requirements. So you would just click this, and you get this drop down piece of text. You would download the ETS secure browser that you will use for taking the test. Okay. And you will choose to download, depending on what your computer is. If you're running a Mac, you'll download this file. If you're running this, if you're running a Windows using Windows, you're going to download this version. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this so that you can see the process of this. I will edit this because it does take a few minutes for this to download and then run the test. But this is the process. You download it. I have a Windows machine. My download has arrived, so I'm going to open that. Whoops. Download which of these Windows, which of these versions your computer is running. Then it's very straightforward. Once you download this, you install it, the browser to your computer, and then you will be prompted to check your equipment. Then also, it takes a few minutes. It does not allow me to show that part of this process, but it takes a little while to check the equipment. And then at the end of the check, it will either come back and tell you, congratulations, your equipment works and is approved for taking the exam from home, or it may give you problems that your computer has in terms of the exam process. Okay. So now continuing down, again, this is an explanation of all of the different equipment or computer equipment that you must have for it to be approved. Again, this is the download check on that. The speaker and microphone and camera, it gives you information there about what you have to use. But again, if you run that equipment check application, it will tell you for sure whether your equipment is up to snuff. Then there is other information here. It tells you about the conditions in which you must test. You must be alone in a room with no one else entering during the test. Now, sometimes this is a challenging thing to achieve at home. So you may need to think about that. You can't take the test in a public space such as a park, internet cafe, or restaurant. And you might think about maybe taking this at school, where you could be in a lockable room where you wouldn't be interrupted. That may work as well. But again, that needs to be considered before you register. The table and seating, your computer and keyboard must be on a desk or other tabletop surface. The tabletop and surrounding area must be clear of all items not approved for use during the test, including cell phones, except when used for check-in, cameras, notes, and study materials. The furniture and decor in the room do not need to be modified or removed. However, you must sit in a standard chair. You cannot sit or lie on a bed, couch, or overstuffed chair. Food and drink are not allowed during the test. Windows, monitors, and other TVs must be covered. Okay. In terms of your clothing and appearance, your ears must remain visible throughout the test and not be covered by hair, a hat, or other items. And I think this is because they're not wanting you to use earbuds of any kind. Religious headwear is permitted if your ears remain visible. Face masks may not be worn during the check-in or any part of the at-home testing session. Dress appropriately for your test. You will be monitored via camera by the proctor. Avoid wearing items such as jewelry, tie clips, cufflinks, ornate clips, combs, barrettes, headbands, and other hair accessories. Okay, so that gives you the information about what would be required for the at-home testing. The other option is taking the test at a test center. So when we click on that option, it gives us some text here. We're asked to enter our zip code. I'm going to do that, 88061. Okay, and do a search. That is going to yield a number of testing centers that are available to me to be able to choose from to take the test. I'm going to look at Western New Mexico University first, because of course that's where I am. And let's look at this. We see that in April this month, in fact, on Thursday the 10th, there is a testing time available. And on April the 16th at Western New Mexico University, there is a time available for testing. If we click on one of those, we will see that we're given a morning or afternoon testing time. Okay. And then also up here on the upper right-hand corner, we're given an estimated score reporting date. So, in other words, if you decide and register to take the test at Western on April 10th, you are not going to get your test results until May 16th. Okay. That is something that you need to think about and consider when testing, when choosing a test date, that you are going to have your test results before they are needed to apply for your license. And again, I feel that if you do a good job in preparing for the test, most of you will pass it the first time around. However, okay, as I've talked to you before, it is not an easy test. And so you may consider that you may have to take the test again. And again, that is going to delay even further, if you have to take the test again, the availability of your test scores. Okay. Now, what I wanted to show you here, in particular with the Western dates, is the fact that at Western, we have a couple of dates available in April. We have one testing day available in May, but then no dates available in June. I skipped that one, July, or August. Okay, so Western does not offer any testing dates during June, July, or August. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back in here and show you that I could select Las Cruces for some testing days. They have one in April. They have several more in May, only 3 in June, quite a few more in July, August, and then if you're planning to take the test later in the fall, you can access those. But again, if you're planning to license and be teaching in at the start of school in August, we need to be thinking about getting that test registered for and taken soon. Let's look at another one, another place. Albuquerque. Again, at the location on Montgomery. These available testing dates certainly vary by location, and that's what I want you to be aware of. Numerous, as well as May and June, July, and as well as August. So again, that is something you need to consider where you're taking your test. Now, let's just pretend that I'm going to take this in Albuquerque on July the 1st. On these test dates, you generally have choices of the times that you can take them. I'm going to take mine at 11 a.m. Again, that shows me when my test scores can be back. And once I do that, then I can hit the continue button. Okay. And once I get here, I'm given I review that here. Then I am going to hit the confirm and continue button, where again, I'm going to look at that testing date. I'm going to look at the location, and then I'm going to enter my payment information. And that should register you for the test. Now, I'm going to go back here because I want to look, and I meant to look at this at home testing option. We've looked at the at home testing requirements, but a minute ago I did not take you through the time zone and date. So if I'm in Mountain Daylight Time, that's New Mexico time, I can click that and find available dates. And what I see, there are a number of dates in April that I can use. Many dates in May that could be selected for an at-home test, and then the same for June, July, and August. So again, that is where you would schedule your in-home. Okay, everyone, that is about all that I can share with you on registering for the 5205 exam. Again, if you run into problems, please don't hesitate to contact me. So again, I hope this helps, and happy registering.